Phosphor Dot fans, Earl at thelogbook.com here, playing some Jungle Hunt on the Atari 2600. This is an old favorite of mine because, quite simply, this was one of the first games I got after I got a 2600. Yeah, I think we all started out with either Combat, and later on I think they switched it to Pac-Man. But this and Pole Position, if I remember correctly, were the first games I got for the 2600. You know, other than the Pac-In game itself. Let's give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. Well, I say it's a lot of fun, and I say I'll give it a shot. We'll try that again. There we go. Not quite as musical as the arcade game, but yeah, it's the 2600. I'm not sure anyone would have really been expecting that. What is important is that all of the levels are there. And, you know, really, most of the gameplay is intact. Even more so than the arcade game, this version of Jungle Hunt depends on you getting the crocs from below. And of course you can't stay underwater forever because you've got to go up for air. Obviously not an uphill incline as in the arcade game, but you get the idea. The big rocks are kind of inadvertently funny because, you know, they bounce like basketballs on what appears to be a flat surface. And you only have to overcome one native at a time. If indeed you are able to. Whereas in the arcade game, you have two of them on the screen at the same time. I'm just gonna jump over you two. I'm in it for the adventure. There is an increase in difficulty once you've cleared all of the screens on level 1. It's not a huge bump in difficulty, but you do start to notice that certain things are more hazardous. Case in point. Oh. Alright, I'm on my last life here. There's the sound that lets you know that you need to surface for air soon. The boulders are a lot faster this time. And will kill you just as dead. Let's give it another shot. Yeah, you notice you start the game with 4 lives plus the one you're using. I think that's kind of nice that the home version is a bit more generous with the extra dudes. So, you know, the trial and error of figuring out how Jungle Hunt works at home is perhaps a little less painless. What a crock. Well, that was almost fatal. See, I thought I was gonna die on the previous one than I did on that one. I don't think I have ever tried to, you know, go on a wholesale crocodile killing spree on this particular level. Because it, you know, it really is kind of a question mark as to, are you approaching at the right speed, at the right angle? Do you die, or do they? No. The graphics are really kind of nice. Whoever did this, and I actually haven't found any information on who did the coding on this. I suspect strongly that this came out of General Computer, who were also the makers of Ms. Pac-Man, and Atari contracted with General Computer Corporation to do a lot of their arcade ports around this time, around 1982, 83, and so on. This really feels like one of their games because, I don't know if you notice, I didn't see any flickering whatsoever. None. None. And even stuff like the parallax motion with the layers of the jungle going on in the background, I think it's an interesting and, you know, very good choice that the finer detail is saved for the background, while the foreground layer, you know, the trees closer to you than the vines in the background, are allowed to be big and bloopy. And that's fine. That's fine. You know, I don't care that the jungle at the bottom or that the coral reef at the bottom is big and bloopy. That's fine. The detail is where it needs to be to sell the illusion. And so, really, a very good home version of the arcade game, as good as I think you were going to get on the 2600. I mean, who knows, Champ Games or someone like that may come along and prove me dead wrong there. But I certainly have no complaints about the version of the game that we got.